Local BJP leaders and workers took out a victory procession. They distributed sweets when Defence Minister Nirmala Sitaraman passed the order opening all cantonments across the country to unchecked, unfettered civilian movement in this country. BJP posters came up. BJP flags were waved at the Pune cantonment. What kind of victory is this? Are these BJP workers celebrating a victory over their own army, cruising along cantonment roads, including along some roads that could well be housing sensitive military installations? India Today's Pankaj Khelkar and Indrajit Kundu get you our top story. Cantonment roads open to public. BJP workers claim credit. Prime Minister Narendra Modi's posters used to tom-tom a victory. Images that scream, BJP has done it.
If we are not able to protect the houses of those who are protecting us, then this is the saddest part. The decision should be taken back, and this is not a right decision considering the safety of the camp areas.
Would this not hit the morale of soldiers who make the supreme sacrifice for India? Soldiers' families seek safety for their kin. Is victory over the army India first?
Army wives have drafted a petition, so I was at the forefront of it. We will keep on our movement until and unless we get some positive review from the Raksha Mantri.
Perhaps these BJP workers have forgotten the terror strikes at Sanjuan, Uri, Nagrota and Pathankot military bases. Can we ignore Pakistan's state-sponsored terror targeting sensitive military locations, hurting not just soldiers but also their families? Army officers' families have opposed the controversial decision taken by the Ministry of Defence to open up military cantonments and stations across the country, allowing total access even to potential threats.
Saying this, that all the roads are open, that's not done. The ladies, the children in the cantonment stay on months together without their husbands. And if at that point of time, if all the roads are accessible to everybody with no male member being there in the house, you can understand how much security threat it is going to be.
So was this move ending a legacy of the British Raj or actually a major security risk? Why play politics with kin of soldiers? Stop playing people against brave Jawans. Why hurt the morale of the Jawans who put India first? With Indrajit Kundu in Kolkata and Pankaj Khelkar in Pune, Bureau Report, India Today. I'll get you much more on this story. Joining me now on the broadcast is Lieutenant General Vinod Bhatia. He's former Director General of Military Operations. Chandra Bose represents the Bharatiya Janata Party. Saira Shah Halim is an activist. She's also an Army 3-star general, a very well-respected former 3-star general's daughter. And advocate Neela Gokhale. She's the wife of an Army officer who's still serving. She's also an advocate in the Supreme Court of India. But Saira, I want to come to you first. Your father was a very well-respected 3-star general of the Indian Army. As an Army officer's daughter, your first thoughts on these images of sweet distribution and victory march being taken out by political activists across cantonments?
Thanks, Gaurav. Firstly, it's appalling to see this victory march that is being perpetrated throughout India. I really don't understand what the victory and brouhaha is all about, because it's just an initiative to grab hold of prime defense land by corporators who have vested political interests. It's unfortunate that this has not been reviewed, and a lot of times the government of the day has taken certain initiatives and they've had to roll back, they've had to retract statements, they've had to retract steps that they've already undertaken. I have lived in cantonments all my life, and we know how cantonments can be a soft target for anti-national elements, for unruly elements, you know, because every area there are sepoys who check your ID. There are installations there in defense land. That is at risk. Army wives, the children, they are Kendra Vidhalayas, they are army public schools, they are army schools, for God's sake, which is at risk. So how can we take a step without actually taking in consideration families and children at risk, and also taking the consideration of army officers?
Chandra Bose, please respond, sir. Please respond. What were these BJP workers celebrating? Is this victory over our own army that they're celebrating with BJP flags and a motorcycle yatra through the cantonment?
See, the Defense Department must have made a proper analysis as to the question whether they can open the cantonment area to civilians. Now, civilians are no threat to the nation. We need to also look at civilians. You see, I think the issue is more location-centric. You see, where there is a sensitive area, location, their security must be there. There's no doubt about that.
Why wasn't that
done? See, the question is, today I am in public life. Why was a blanket order
issued? Open all roads, all cantonments across the country.
No, that should be reviewed. I am absolutely with you. It should be reviewed, and sensitive locations, there should be security. You see, I am in public life. My colleagues move with commandos. I have no security at all. I am not worried about civilians or my supporters or my opponents, but I do take a risk. I was told by the Intelligence Bureau not to venture during the Panchayat polls, but I did. I could have been attacked, but I am not scared of civilians. I am not scared of the people of my nation. Because if I am in public life,
Indian military
hang on,
installations,
let me finish.
Oh, absolutely.
Let me finish.
General Bhatia, opening cantonments to unfettered, unfettered civilian
I can
movement.
expose myself, but not my family.
Fair enough, sir. Fair enough. General Bhatia, all 62 cantonment boards have been told open all roads.
An entire army cantonment.
May I? Okay,
you're talking about an individual security versus an entire cantonment's security.
Yes, ma'am, General Bhatia, for a moment I'll come back to you.
General Bhatia, I'm sorry, that's no analogy.
Okay, let me make
General Bhatia,
let me make 3 quick points, please. One, for the last 70 years, the army and the cantonment people have coexisted happily, interdependent, interconnected. There has not been a problem. Now, why is the security there? I still remember the security was not there till the mid-90s. The cantonment was open. I still remember as a younger officer in the 80s, I could drive up to the Parliament canteen, my motorcycle a few meters from the gate, from the Parliamentary canteen gate, not the Parliament gate, enter the canteen, have my food, which was of course very good and very cheap, and come out of it. And today you can't even enter the parliament today. There's a requirement out there. That is a security requirement.
Yes.
You're inviting terrorists, you're inviting trouble. And this victory, if the BJP has gone for it, I think it is sad, because they're dividing the people, they're dividing the army. The army will, let me assure you, will never do anything which causes any trouble to any people of our, that's the army's people, the nation's army.
Yes.
Will never do anything ever to trouble anyone. So that should be a given. And today you're celebrating, I think it is ridiculous. I think it is unimaginable that you're celebrating a victory. Victory of what? And I may be wrong, but my assessment cannot be wrong. This victory will be very short-lived, because as you invite terror, you invite trouble, you will get a terrorist strike, a high-profile terrorist strike.
God forbid, General.
It has happened.
God forbid, we want our people safe, we want families safe.
I hope I'm wrong, Gaurav, but
absolutely,
yes.
I've got breaking news coming in.
And understand that, I think we're going very wrong. And also, last, let me just give one more point. You see, the apprehensions and the insecurities in families. This is not going to. This is going to impact the effectiveness of the army, the effectiveness of people who are serving there, the security installations.
I'm getting a big India Today impact story even as we speak, General. Big story coming in. This is a big India Today impact story. Remember, we are the ones who've been campaigning for safety of our families. Defense Minister Nirmala Sitaraman has met army wives. She She spent considerable time with them, I'm told, and these are images just coming in. That's Defence Minister Nirmala Sitaraman. She's meeting wives of several serving army officers. Some of these ladies were on India First just 2 days ago. We were the first to pick up the story, and what we are now being told is news just coming in that she's assured them. Nirmala Sitaraman is assuring army families that their security, their safety is paramount. What she's also telling them is that internal cantonment roads will not be opened. Roads leading to sensitive military installations to remain closed. Apart from that, even on main arterial roads that are being opened, that have been opened for civilian traffic movement, speed breakers and height barriers are to be installed. Only main arterial roads to be opened, and there will be a review of this entire process. I quickly now want to bring into this conversation Advocate Neela Gokhale. Advocate Gokhale, you were one of the army wives who went and met Nirmala Sitaraman. Take us through details. What happened? Did you tell her how perturbed army families are with this decision?
Yes, Gaurav, we met her, and to be fair to her, she gave us 1.5 hours. She explained the entire procedure that she had followed, and the Ministry of Defence had followed, and she has further assured us that the roads which have been opened are only few selective roads which had been closed for years together, without following any due process of law as per the Cantonments Act. She has also further assured us that the roads which have been opened for vehicular traffics. She has given minute directions regarding the speed breakers, regarding the checkings and the ID cards, etc. And most important is, she has assured us that she is going to take a review after 30 days of within passing of her order, and she has given freedom to the LMAs, that is the local military authorities, to recommend to her after 30 days, after assessing the security measures, and then she would, after following the due process of law, by issuing advertisements in newspapers, calling suggestions from the residents, stakeholders, including the families who reside over there, and then she would definitely close the roads which require to be closed after following the due process of law.
Saira Shah Halim, is this okay? Is this okay? Why, or would you say, why wait 30 days? And what is this due process where the army commander or the station commander cannot decide what road is to be closed? It goes to MOD for legal vetting, ma'am.
I really don't understand why you need 30 days to veto or to review a decision which is not prudent at all. Like I said, the stakeholders are not involved here. The officers have not been asked, or the army wives, the entire. So why only look at India? Let's look closer home. Let's look at our neighbors. Let's not forget that a couple of years ago, Kendra Vidyalaya was attacked in Pakistan, and children were the victims of it. So if and here the danger is not Pakistan. Let me tell you, the danger could be your unruly elements within the country itself. Okay,
Chandra Bose, please respond.
So many
Saira Shah Halim raises a fair point. Army Public School Peshawar was targeted by Tehreek-e-Taliban Pakistan. 150 army children, teachers and others were killed in that army public school attack in Peshawar. Why would we throw open our cantonments, and now why wait 30 days to review this order, sir?
Nirmala Sitaraman has responded positively to the request of the wives. I would go a step ahead. Let the army decide which roads are to be kept open for civilians and public and which are not to be opened. Because we have given the army the responsibility to protect us. So I think the responsibility of protecting their families, their wives, should also be given to them. So I think this would be a request that I would make on behalf of the people of this nation to the government. Let the army decide which are the roads which are to be left open. As you are saying, there are many army schools in the vicinity, in the location.
An army commander
the responsibility lies with the army.
Who can send a lakh of soldiers, who can send lakhs of soldiers into combat. He cannot decide what road is to be closed, but it will be sent to Ministry of Defence for legal vetting, then come back, then be printed in 3 newspapers, including 2 local language and 1 English language newspaper, and then a road will be closed. You think this is due process of law being followed?
Let me tell you that there are existing mechanisms which have been successful, we don't need to tinker with. There is a civil military liaison conference, there are cantonment board meetings where the president cantonment board with elected members sits together monthly, they review everything, and if it was a due process of law, I am more than sure that someone would have gone to the court by now and got these roads opened. I really don't know what the due process of law is. Sorry, I may weak at law, but the fact is the existing mechanisms have sufficed today, so I don't understand what was new, what are the new inputs which are factored in. The security, it is the security and security, let me assure you that. So, you know, this has to be factored in. Today, you cannot enter a public space, you cannot go to a movie hall, you cannot enter a metro station without being checked. Even when I enter a cantonment today, I am checked. Even an army soldier is checked. And why not? He should be checked. Why should I feel bad about getting checked? And there are no roads which are closed. It's only checking which is going on. Access was never denied. Access was conditional to producing an identity card or an Aadhaar card. So, what is wrong with it?
Absolutely.
If I enter a mall or a movie hall, I am checked today.
Saira Halim raised a point. Could this be done by those who want to usurp land, by land grabbers? That's point 1. And point 2, in the past, people went to courts. You're a lawyer. Did courts order these cantonment roads to be opened? What have courts said in the past?
No, in fact, if you see...
No, Neela Gokhale, Advocate Gokhale for a moment. Advocate Gokhale, madam.
Gaurav, there are 2 judgments of one of Andhra Pradesh High Court and one of Bombay High Court, wherein there some litigation was there in the Morning Walkers Association, wherein both these courts had held that no, let these roads remain closed. However, Gaurav, I do want to make a point here. Nirmala Sitaraman, when she assured us, she also made a point which is commendable, that she has, in fact, this is the order with me, Gaurav, which she has passed. She has given us a copy, and it clearly says that freedom has been given to the local military authority to close and control access to the cantonments for a specified period when there is any actionable intelligence units. However, for permanent closure, procedure must be followed. Now, Gaurav, we all know there is a statute. It is not as if Defence Ministry is going to vet all these roads. The authority is still vested with the army authorities, the local military officer, the authority. So, to be fair to her, we must understand there is a statute, and the statute, the provisions have to be followed. Of course, the point remains that roads leading to the army sensitive establishments, the installations and separated family quarters and other quarters cannot be opened.
So as on date, if any, let's say a David Coleman Headley kind of a man with a mobile phone camera, can he walk into any cantonment and shoot anything? For example, where our ammunition is kept, or where our armored stuff could be, tanks could be, or where separated family accommodation is, Neela Gokhale?
No, I don't think so, Gaurav, because those roads, she has assured that she has specifically directed that these roads, internal roads, are not being opened. It is only the main cantonment roads, which probably, you know, Meerut has a open cantonment. There are other cantonments which are also open, and what she said was these roads are open for vehicular traffic. It's not that we're not going to check them, or you know, ID cards are not being. This is what she said, and my take is that let us wait for a month and watch, and then take it up again. Okay, let's sincerely hope a month is not too late. Let's sincerely hope everyone remains safe, and within a month corrective measures are taken. To all my guests, Neela Gokhale, Janil Bhatia, Chandra Bose and Saira Halim, many thanks for joining me.
Thanks for watching the video. For more such news and updates, please like, share and subscribe to India Today. Also check out our other great videos from our channel. We know you would love to.